Mr. Pandey. Thank you, Chrysalit, young lady. Thank you so much for this, and all the organizers. Grateful to all of you for having given this opportunity. The entire issue of human trafficking is a very difficult world, very challenging world. After hearing what Mr. Matt said, mentioned about the toddlers, you get further disgusted about the entire scenario, what's happening. This is truth. This is a real truth. Real truth. The youngest trafficked victim I interviewed in my professional life as a police officer was 3.5 years old child. You call her a toddler, or you call her a child, or you call her adult, or you call her a woman, I don't know. Under the law, she's a woman. 3.5-year-old girl child. Now I believe it has come down further also. The criminals have no eyes, criminals have no heart, criminals have no mind. They only want authority and violence. Like the way IJM chief has put it across, that book Locus Effect. It's sheer violence. It's just violence, nothing else. Human trafficking is violence embodied. Anybody can be violated without anything and impunity. Now, the role of the youth. Despite all the situation, all the happenings around, the youth have got a tremendous role to play. And the Chrysalit leader herself is a youth, how she's spearheading in the cause, bringing all of us together today and making us think and work together. That itself is an indicator. I salute you for that, ma'am. Now, taking that mission forward, the youth of the colleges I found are very important. The whole idea came because of a very interesting experience in my research. And I did a study for the National Human Rights Commission in 2005. I was going to Kamala Market in Delhi for doing an interview. I was a researcher, not a police officer. Kurta pajama and chappal ban gaya, ghum raha tha. And I was going up the Kamala Market, that place where you have a so-called brothel, having condoms in my pocket, and a young man was coming down. He must be 18, 19. So I offered him a condom. He said, no, I don't need. I asked him why. He said, who are you? I said, I'm a health worker. Oh, I'm a health worker. I look like that also. With all look like that. Then okay, health worker. I said, I gave a condom. He said, I don't need that. I said, keep it. Kam aayega. I told him in Hindi. Kam aayega, rakho na. He said, nahi, kam nahi hai. Okay. I walked back behind him, and I told him, bete, काम आएगा रखो ना, it will be of some use to you. I don't want to keep it. He said, I told you I don't want that. Why are you health workers after me? I said, no, just can I ask a small question? He said, yes. I said, why don't you need that? He said, I don't have to go anymore. Okay. I said, when you went first time, you had sex there? Yes. Did you had condoms? No. I said, why? First time, no need of anything. If you go regularly, only you need. Okay. All right. I said, first time you went, you are not going for second time. Why you didn't like that? No, I liked. Okay. Then why are you not going again? He said, I don't want to go. I want to prove myself that I can do this. So he want to prove to himself that he is a grown-up man, and he want to prove it on somebody else. Okay. Imagine the points coming up. Then I thought this fellow must be something interesting character. I said, listen, what you did to that girl, can I do to your sister? It was a shock to him. He said, what? And he used abusive language also. I said, if you can do to somebody's sister, why can't I do to your sister? The fellow had no answer. I said, listen, you are not even aware of the health issues. Anytime you can have a HIV positive. You are not aware of the rights issues. If your sister is not for sale, somebody else's sister is also not for sale. So this idea of the mind got into me. I asked him, kahan padte ho? He said, why are you asking this? I said, no, tell me why you're saying. He said, I'm St. Stephen's College. I went back to my office, Institute of Social Sciences, called the St. Stephen's principal. I told him, boss, I want to come and talk to you children. He said, come. I went there and addressed the audience, around 400 students, giving this example. Now, this boy must have been there in the audience. I don't know about that. Then only he would have realized who the hell I am. So my point was, there is a need to orient the youth. They have tremendous potential. Half the audience must be youth here. Tremendous potential. If you can channelize the youth power, I think that will be a great asset to the nation. Therefore, when I went to law college in Ernakulam, taking a session on law and trafficking, they go to law colleges. So after the class, the students got to her and said, "Sir, you have spoken so much about human trafficking. Now we all charged. If we want to do something, how can we do it?" I said, "Listen, you have a fancy club, you have a dramatics club, you have a literary club. Start an anti-human trafficking club." What is anti-human trafficking club? I said, "Start an anti-human trafficking club. Same way, just 10 of you get together, 5 boys and 5 girls, and start an anti-human trafficking club." What do you do? I said, go around the place and see what you can do. You can go to the railway station, you can go to the bus stop, you can go wherever you feel like you can go and see what is happening there and see how you can support the people who are vulnerable. Very interesting dialogue. The youth need not be, you don't have to hold them by the hand. You give the ideas and leave it to them. After 10 days, they got to her and said, "Hey, we have a labor camp. Can we go?" I said, "Why not?" "Okay, what do we do?" I said, "Just go to the labor camp." They came back and said, "Labor has this problem, that problem. There are no toilets. Women get up in the morning." Kerala, mind you. The women get up in the 4 in the morning to go to open toilet. Then men get up at 5 and go. So women are always vulnerable. Anything can happen to him. Even if it doesn't happen to him physically, their dignity is being violated. All the women feel their dignity has been robbed in a place like Kerala also. So then the students got to there, said, "What can you do?" I said, "You think what you can do?" They went to the contractor and told the contractor, "Bade bhai, cheta, you have a sister. Will she go to the toilet in the open?" He said, "No." These women are also a sister. Appealing to the senses, attitudinal change. And if these women should not be going to toilet like the open, their dignity is being violated, and you shouldn't allow that to happen. They are also your sisters. Why don't you look after them? He said, "Okay." And the boys and girls said, "If you can't afford to make a toilet for them, we will collect 5 rupees each from all the students. 5,000 students will come and give you the money. You make a toilet." He said, "No, I don't want your money. We'll take care." Third day, the contractor, maybe a week after, the contractor called the students and said, "Please come and inaugurate the toilet." There was a men's toilet, women's toilet, and a creche for the children. Now, the women's dignity can be violated at any point of time. All sort of violations can take place. But here, you are assured or you are ensured that some part of the dignity is restored. Their dignity is not for sale. Who did that? These students did that. I thought this is a wonderful way of mobilizing the youth. So similarly, so many things can be students can do. Therefore, we set up anti-human trafficking clubs in the colleges. Anti-human trafficking club is a very informal group of people who want to work together. Chrysolite is also working with several colleges in that part of the country. So many people are doing so much work. So many NGOs have taken up this in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Bihar, Siliguri, Ahmedabad. So all the colleges, I wish and pray, set up anti-human trafficking club and mobilize the youth power to prevent trafficking of all sorts. Trafficking from, right, you have seen the toddlers to old people. Every human being has a right. Every human being has a dignity. Under the Constitution of India, Article 23 says human trafficking is prohibited. What is Constitution of India? We, the people of India, gave to ourselves. Humne humko diya. In that Constitution, I have written that no person shall be trafficked. Therefore, all the people in the country, everybody in the country has a right not to be trafficked. Every toddler in the country has a right to be not to be trafficked. Every child has got a right. Every woman has a right. And therefore, every person next door, it may be Professor Pandey, it may be PM Nair, it may be Chrysolite, anybody for that matter. Every person has a constitutional duty to ensure that our neighbor is not trafficked, that our child is not trafficked, that neighbor's child is not trafficked. We are doing a constitutional obligation. Therefore, when I tell the students that you are doing a constitutional mandate, what Dr. Ambedkar and his team envisaged so many years back, let's put that into practice. Can be truthful to Dr. Ambedkar and his team, can be truthful to our constitution, and let us work together to ensure that the constitutional mandate is implemented, that our women are safe, our children are safe. Therefore, this anti-human trafficking club being set up in the colleges, we have an SOP, a standard operating procedure for that. If anybody wants, please ask for it, use it. And it is, don't tell the students do 370 Indian Penal Code and international conventions. Don't talk to them. Very simple. Do you watch child pornography? Do you watch child pornography? If you don't watch, okay, does your neighbor watch? He watches. Now, the neighbor watches means that if people are watching child pornography, what does it mean? Last month, a report has come from Delhi. Indian Child Protection Fund has done a study. 2 months of COVID time, 2 months of COVID time, they have done study in 100 cities in India, 100 cities in India, 100 cities. In those cities, they found 5 million Indians have gone to the website looking for child pornography. 5 million Indians have gone to the website looking for child pornography. Means what? 3 things. 1, those fellows are desperate to have child sex. Once the COVID scenario opens out, they are everywhere. They will be violating all rights violations. They are the biggest exploiters of children. They are the human predators. So we have to be careful about them. Number 2 point. When he is watching child pornography, 5 million people are watching child pornography. There are so many fellows producing child pornography. So many fellows are making money. Another level of traffickers, they are making lots of money because of this business. And third is, most important, that is for every pornography, some child is being exploited somewhere. It may be inside a house, because most of the videos show that it is a domestic ambience, not outside, not a theater. So the children are being violated in own homes. That means all the 5 million traffickers I am talking about today, they are within our own homes. They are within our own homes. They are right there. The elephant is in the room. Unless we wake up now, our children are for sale. Our children will be definitely violated. They will be definitely exploited. Therefore, this is a message to the Anti-Human Trafficking Club. Can you pass on a small message to the students? Go them, tell them what is trafficking, how cell phone can be a disaster if you are not using it properly, if you are not understanding how to use it. So this message can go in electronic format, can go as a small message, an SMS or something to the principal of the school, and then to the students. So like that, anti-human trafficking clubs in the colleges are doing a great job. Now, last but not the least, there are a lot of vulnerable people in the villages. You have seen the human trafficking scenario. In the entire across the country, lot many labor has migrated. You have seen that in the labor scenario. All this labor have gone back to villages. Now, in these villages, what is going to happen? They are all in the villages there, and in these villages, after COVID, that migrant labor will go away. But what will happen? The wife and the children there, all these wives and children are going to be exploited. They are highly vulnerable. So we need to look after the children in the villages. We need to look after the women in the villages. Unless we look after them, they are going to be exploited. Therefore, I started something called a Panchayat Against Human Trafficking. Panchayat Against Human Trafficking. PAHT, part. Let's start with 10 villages, 10 panchayats. I'm not talking about the moon. I'm talking about 10 panchayats in Andhra Pradesh, 10 panchayats in a particular district. Can we start with that? Empower the panchayat. Panchayat members, panchayat president has got tremendous power under the law. Article 73 onwards, so much power. Supreme Court rulings are there, government of India legislations are there, and legal sanctions are there, administrative orders are there. So I have tried to compile all of them and develop a standard operating procedure for Panchayat Against Human Trafficking part. So I want to give it to the youngsters, these college students, utilize this also as a model and go to the villages wherever trafficking is likely to happen and empower the public through the panchayat, empower the panchayat and the public through them. We can make a lot of difference. So at the end of the day, this entire mission of a youth mission of an anti-human trafficking club and the Panchayat Against Human Trafficking, the mission is very simple. Our children are not for sale. Our women are not for sale. Our people are not for sale. Human rights has to be respected. Every child got a human rights. Every person has got human rights. We cannot allow that to be violated anymore. If all of us can work together, my entire experience of 40 years, I find we work together, converge together, and take it in a mission mode, we can make a huge difference. We can make a huge difference. There are outstanding examples in India. The way I mentioned about anti-human trafficking clubs, we can make a huge difference. So I would request all the youth to join this mission and take this mission forward to ensure that our children are safe, our women are safe, our people are safe. Spot it, speak it, stop it. Namaste, Jai Hind.